Hello viewers, and welcome to Nigerian Recaps. Our story begins with a scene of what looks like a burning city known as Repenheim, the capital of Antares' empire. Massive beasts are seen trampling on soldiers like they were mere ants before them. A group of knights stares in awe at the sight of such massive monsters. A man in fancied armor, probably the leader of the knights, says, "We lost 2 million troops to the evil beast that was summoned from over there," but was shortly cut off by a knight saying, "Wide area summoning and magic have killed 200,000 and injured up to 300,000 people." The man in fancied armor continued saying, "However, this is also the end for the Demon King, who destroyed our kingdom and dyed our world with evil." The guard replied, saying, "This was all thanks to your Majesty Karsus's wisdom." Meanwhile, inside the demon castle, a blonde hero named Alex von Hollein screamed, "Your evil deeds end now." Continuing, he says, "It is now time for you to return to darkness, O Demon King Leifenhart." The Demon King was then seen staring at the so-called heroes who came to slay him without any sign of interest portrayed in his eyes. A man looking like he was in his 80s yelled with vigor, "O Demon King, I will destroy you," and puts an end to the history of this empire of darkness. The Demon King replied, saying, "This is unfair. I built this empire with much difficulty," asking the heroes why they disregard a cool name like Antares and are ignorantly calling it the Empire of Darkness. Sarcastically, he says, "The sun rises in the morning and the moon rises at night in this place too," but was caught off by the Fist King Tursan saying, "This empire of darkness keeps raising beasts. If you are gone, the devilish nature of those monsters will be gone too." The Demon King thought to himself, "Devilish nature? All I did was teach them human tactics. Those guys were originally like that, thinking how much he lost one-sidedly. And they're complaining about corruption for using some tactics. It's exactly what you humans have always done in the first place." He then asks out loud, "Has all my 4 heavenly kings fallen?" Sword Lodestar replied saying, "Yes, the filthy orc bastard isn't a match for my sword." The Demon King roared in fury, "You are telling me that the brave great orc warrior Tasio has died." Then thought to himself, although orcs look savage, they live by hunting and gathering. They're an innocent tribe that does not know betrayal. They protect the weak and fight against the strong. And these humans are treating them as monsters. Fist King Tursan interrupted him, saying, "That ugly troll paid the price for the sins he has committed." The Demon King thought again. Even Guru Atilka returned to the earth's embrace. Thinking to himself, that trolls might look a little scary, but how could you call them ugly? They are just a primitive tribe that is thankful for nature and sharpens their souls. Saint Estellin, a beautiful pale woman covered in a white robe, said the evil dwarf that serves the god of darkness has also returned to the original flow. The Demon King clutched his head in agony and said, "Even McKellen died." He then thought to himself, since when did Alfort, the god of the dwarves, become a god of darkness? Such arrogance that treat any god other than the main deity Sayer and the 12 gods as evil beings. The Mage of Light, Jade Arclight, said, "Even the corrupt dark elf was sent to the underworld. She was no match for my magic." The Demon King finally snapped at the thought of the elf's fall. Brimming with aura and releasing raw power, he screamed, "Even Ceres, do you guys really want to die that bad?" Fist King Tursan screamed, "You're finally showing your true colors, O Demon King." Continuing, he says the dark elf is a corrupt beast that is engulfed by darkness. There is no room for sympathy. The Demon King flares in anger. He asks, "Dark Elf? She had to live under the burning sun after she got driven into the wastelands when humans cut down the forest, and just because she got a little tanned, you're treating a pure, blood-high elf as a dark elf, huh?" All 5 heroes set their stance ready for battle, and Hero Alex chanted, "I will appease the soul of the dead with this sword." The Demon King said with a look of killing intent in his eyes, which were as dark as an abyss, "Words don't just work on you guys, huh?" Then who is going to appease the vengeful spirits of the different races which you killed? Hero Alex cut the Demon King off, saying, "You are abominable, Leifenhart." He continued saying, "If it wasn't for your evil powers, the beasts wouldn't have been corrupted, and they would have been able to live." according to their own duty. The Demon King then thought, "It's off no use, a conversation will never work with his powers flaring off." He said, "To them the other tribes are just dark races that dare to escape from slavery. They're just evil guys that must be killed." Right then, Hero Alex was seen rushing in to strike the Demon King. The Demon King, still flaring in anger, says, "In that case, I shall become the Demon King as you wish," and then released his mana into the surrounding, sending almost all the heroes flying off. We then dive into the Demon King's backstory as he thought to himself in tears, "My name is Leifenhart. I was just an ordinary archmage. Humans refuse to see all other tribes as intelligent beings that's the same as them. To them, elves are pretty and long-lived servants. Dwarfs are slaves who are good at digging due to their excellent dexterity, and orcs are strong servants. Trolls are forced to become nothing but ingredients for healing potions throughout their lives." How shocked I was after discovering the secret hidden in their forgotten cultures. I met with them and learned their ways and cultures, and I was later able to combine the elemental magic of the elf with the magic of the trolls, was able to create a 10th circle magic for the first time in history. But even at that, the exchange of other species as slaves continued, and I, who could not just watch anymore, started to rescue the other races, but as my land accepted them and got bigger, it became harder to fool human eyes, and they began to invade, putting knights carrying spears and swords on the front lines, continuously invading and looting the land continuously, my land continuously getting empty, and having to constantly move. I finally decided to retaliate. I only retaliated because I was continually attacked, but I ended up conquering lands, and my land gradually grew, and then soon enough Terry's empire was born, and I somehow ended up founding a nation of the other races. But I didn't hate humans. I just believed that all intelligence is equal. I didn't fight the humans with everything, and this is the result of that. Referring to a scene of otherworldly species laying motionless and in death. Snapping back to reality, we see our main character, the Demon King, charging up his mana, as he said, "Since I too have a duty to protect the country as the king, if there's a law that says you can kill, I would remove that law and establish a new one." Soon, our hero Von Alex was seen coughing out blood from being tossed aside like a rag doll by the Demon King. The Demon King then said, "You might have gotten the title hero because you were proficient with both the sword and magic, but in reality you failed to master either out of them," referring to Hero Alex. Fist King Tursun cried out Alex, calling out to Alex, who was already laying down bloodied. Okay guys, let's just stick to calling the Demon King our main character. Our main character then thought to himself, while looking at Alex, that he thought an all-rounder. In a heroic tale, the warrior, referring to an all-rounder, survives till the end. But in reality, the one that digs one single well prospers. He then said to himself, "The only hero remaining is that one with the strongest body and endurance." A brief moment later, we come to see our main character having a standoff with the Fist King Tursun. He thought the rest of the heroes could be managed somehow, but Tursun is different. It may be a little difficult to take this guy down. Fist King, brimming with aura, then launched himself at our main character and struck a powerful blow of which our main character manages to dodge. The Fist King Tursun then proceeded to attack our main character with a pose looking like Superman, knocking both of them out of the castle. Fist King Tursun attacked our main character midair again, but our main character caught on and released mana to save himself. Fist King Tursun screamed, "It's our victory. Oh, Demon King Leifenhart!" Our main character stood his ground, blood trickling from his forehead, and thought, "I can't give up. I'm too mad to give up." He then pulls out a magic artifact, which he found in an ancient ruin. The name of this artifact was called the Eye of Space and Time. Our main character then explained that it was an artifact that even he himself, a 10th circle magician, couldn't decipher. Fist King Tursun, seeing the artifact, yelled, "What are you trying to do?" Our main character then activates the magic artifact and prayed for it to work. Fist King Tursun charges at our main character, trying to stop him from using the magic artifact. Our main character cries out screaming, "I can't die. I cannot die like this." The magic artifact was finally activated. Just as Fizz King Tursan was about to reach our MC, the artifact emitted a blinding light covering the entire area. Our scene then changes to what looks like a house in the middle of a forest. A man with rather massive feet was seen getting off of bed. The man then said to himself, "I could make someone cry just by the size of this body," then halted in his words as he asked himself, staring into a mirror, "Who are you?" Standing upright, the man said to himself, "What are these calluses?" Continuing, he says, "This body is so muscular and rugged." He speaks again, "A mage should only be good as magic. Is it really necessary to have 6 arbs?" Continuing, he says, "I don't know what to say," but he paused briefly before saying, "Back in my years, I used to seduce a lot of women." Disappointed, he says, "But what's with this silly face? When did my face become so sculpted? And I so buffed? Did something happen?" We then come to know that this was actually our main character in another body, as he thought, "Did my regression fail? Is that why I'm in the wrong body?" Still bickering about what happened, he thought, so there's a possibility that this isn't the past. He asked, "Did I stay in the same time period but move to different body?" Suddenly, our main characters stared at himself as he started calling out features of this new body in which he found himself in. He said, dark brown, tough-looking eyes and a stubbornly closed mouth. He thought, if this body was bigger and had a beard, it'd look like. Our MC paused for a brief moment before calling out Fizz King Tursan. Suddenly, we hear someone calling out, "Tursan, you punk." Then we see an extremely huge man standing at the door saying, "The sun is already at the middle of the sky, and you're not outside yet," referring to our main character who was still stuck in Tursan's body. The big man standing upright made our main character in Tursan's body pale in comparison to him. Continuing, the huge man said to our MC, "Let's start the day with joy." Our main character, looking up to the man, asks, "Who are you?" Thinking to himself, he's a monster. The man then stretched out his head to our main character's level. He says, "You look as if you're just seeing me for the first time." Our main character then said, "But I really don't know you," but was caught off by the huge man saying, "Tursan, didn't you use the excuse of losing your memory twice already? You should know that it won't work anymore." Then grabbed onto our main character's head and pulled him out of the house. Then said, "Let's go to the training ground." Our main character asked, "Training ground?" He then thought to himself, judging from the situation, this huge man seems to be Tursan's master, the strongest martial artist in the continent, the Fizz King Gerald Cromprotes. We shift onto our next scene, where we see our main character all tied up to a tree. He yelled out, "Old man, please listen to me." But the huge man covered his mouth before he could speak any longer. The old man says, "There you go, you have been talking a lot today." Our main character, still trying to speak, could only mumble incomprehensible sounds. Then the old man was seen picking up a stick and suddenly striked our MC with it. Okay, viewers, this sums up for this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.